2, 1.
All right, so the point of this C notes is being able to identify angle relationships with transversals. In essence, we're just looking at different pairs, comes in groups of two, with a transversal. So the EQ is being able to identify / name the pair of angles with that transversal. So let's first look at, this is kind of like a go-to illustration, a very common one that we'll kind of look at. So the first thing, if we look at it, we have three lines there. You have line M, line N, line T. You'll notice that T intersects M and creates angles 1, 2, 3, 4. Intersects line N and creates angles 5, 6, 7, 8. Together, you have 8 angles, a group of 4 and a group of 4. This line T is called the transversal. It's the line that creates these 8 angles. If you notice that line M, it only intersects T, it only created 4. Line N intersected line T, it only created 5, 6, 7, 8. Again, 4. So only one line, and that's line T, had 2 intersections, are transversal, that created 8 angles. You notice that there's an R here, so this is the right side of that transversal. You see the L here, that's the left side of the transversal. And if you're looking at a box here, you'll notice that there's TL, TR, BL, BR. So if you did a box around it, we have like the top left of the box, top right of the box, bottom left of the box, and then the bottom right. So that's what those letters mean, like the top right corner, top left corner, bottom left corner, bottom right corner. What we need to establish here is a couple words here. You'll notice that you'll see to the right here, alternate. Alternate just means on opposite sides. So if you're on the left side of the transversal, the partner is going to be on the right side. Same side. So if you're on the right side of the transversal, you're going to continue to be on the right side. Interior versus exterior. So interior means that you can connect to another angle. So you'll notice that we have only a few angles that can actually connect to another angle. For example, 4 and 5 can connect, so can 3 and 6. So these are interior angles because they're not alone. So if you can connect, you're in the interior. So exterior angles, we call them the islands. You'll notice that angle 8 all by itself. If you cross a line, then you could, but it's all by itself, so you can't cross the line. Angle 7 all by itself on an island, angle 1, angle 2. So if the angles are on islands, that means they're in the exterior. So that's the big way to establish between interior and exterior. Interior you can connect without crossing a line. Exterior is on an island, so you cannot connect without crossing because you can't cross. All right. So if you look at over here on the left, we have the vocab that we talked about. Transversal is the line that creates 8 angles. We'll talk about how you establish the pair by looking at the location, location, location. We talked about what the acronyms TL and TR are. Remember the alternate, the synonym word is opposite. Interior, you can connect to another angle. Exterior on islands. So let's look at our special pairs. So there's going to be 5 of them. So what you're going to have to do, the first thing the strategy is that you pick from a group the set of 4, and then you're going to look at the other set and find its partner. So let's kind of break down one at a time. First one is going to be alternate interior. So you'll notice that alternate means that they need to be on opposite sides of the transversal. Interior means they need to be in the interior part. So if you look at, if we said angle 4, so if it's on the left side of the transversal, the partner needs to be on the right. If I picked for the first group of 4, the pair has to be, the partner needs to be on the second set of 4. So you notice that 4 and 5 connect 3 and 6. So those are all interior angles. If they need to be on opposite sides, 4 and 6 are alternate interior angles. The other pair would be 3 and 5. Simple as that. Alternate exterior. So again, if we picked 2, it's on the exterior because it's on an island all by itself. If it has to be alternate, if you're on the right side of the transversal, the partner is going to be on the left side. 2 and 8 are alternate exterior angles. Same side interior. So if you look at the interior, again, you have to be able to connect. So if we had 5 and the interiors, it can connect to 4 on the same side. So if you look at it on the left side, so 4 and 5, same side interior angles. Same side exterior. So if you look at angle 2 on the exterior, all up on an island by itself, on the right side, so we have angle 7, same side exterior. Corresponding, so if you can think of it as same side, same location. So same side means they're both on the same side of the transversal, and then they're in the same quadrant. For example, let's use angle 1 is in the TL, so that's top left. So it's on the top, on the left side of the transversal. And so 1 corresponds to angle 5. It's on the top left. So you would match up TL with TL. They're both on the left side of the transversal. They're both in the top left quadrant of their location. So that's in essence how you break those down. Let's look at when it gets a little bit more complex, because you'll notice that we have more than 3 lines there. I'm going to grab this to kind of show you a trick. So what you're doing, if they make it a little more complex, you'll notice that 1, we don't have just 8 angles there, we have 16. So what you're going to do is try to find the transversal that connects this the 2 groups of 4, and then you're going to cover everything else up. For example, if we're looking at 1 and 5, you're going to cover up these. They just don't exist. So in your head or your hand, you would cover those up, and that would be our picture. You'll notice that R is the connector. It creates these 8 angles, and so that would be our transversal. So 1 and 5. So you'll notice that they're on islands because the other ones, so these angles don't exist. 1 is on an island, 5 is on an island. They're on opposite sides, so that would be alternate exterior angles. So if we looked at 6 and 7, so if you see if the pen will work. So we have 6 and 7. You notice they can connect, so that's in the interior. They're both on the bottom side of the transversal, so that is same side interior. All right, so let's take it away. And if you'll notice, if we go this direction, so if I cover up these angles, when we look at over here, so now we have this set of 4 and the other set of 4. So now the transversal is P. So if you look at it, if we had angles 9 and 7, those would be alternate interior angles. If we had angles, so this is the top right, corresponds to the top right. So that would be angle 2 and 10 are corresponding. If we had angles 16 and 1, same side exterior. So it becomes really easy once you guys practice. It's all about practicing. Remember, you're only looking at 8 angles at a time, 8 angles at a time. So there is where they could trick you. Let me try to move this out of the way. So if we had angles 10 and 6, so if you look at it, 10 and 6, there's not a transversal that connects 10 and 6. So 10 and 6 would have a no angle relationship. So make sure there has to be a transversal to have any of these 5 angle relationship pairs. There has to be a transversal. 10 and 6, there's not a line that connects 10 and 6. So that would be an example of no angle relationship. So really it takes practice, guys. If you just stay with it, ask these questions. Are you on the interior? Are you on the exterior? Are they on the same side or on the opposite sides of transversal? Those are questions that will help you eliminate the wrong choices and pick the right one. I wish you the best of luck.